Doop-doop-doo. There we go. I think they can hear us now. Unless OBS randomly decided to... Yeah, of course. So here's the thing, like, I played a YouTube video before I started the stream just to make sure that the little desktop audio thing was going, and it was. And then, of course, once we start, it is no longer working. Why does technology do this to me? Okay. Speakers. Okay. Somebody talk?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, now they can hear us. Cool.
Wait.
Okay. Hello and welcome to NoCB, a grand strategy podcast. This is for the 10th of March, 2021. I'm your host, Liana. I am here with our very cool panel, including Rose.
Hey there.
Including Lambert. Lambert?
Hello there.
There.
I said it the first time. I don't
For
know.
some reason, it always, like, censors the first hello there. I don't know why.
Because they're,
Having on, like, 3 different
really
episodes.
bigoted against the prequels.
Yeah, and including Father Loris.
What's up? Hello.
And we have quite a bit of news to talk about this week. The Paradox... Is it Paradox Connect? Is that what they're calling it? I keep forgetting what the branding is. Paradox Direct. What is the actual
Direct?
It is Direct. Okay. They're
Okay.
using Nintendo's terminology. It's gonna be this weekend.
Paradox Insider.
Insider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside, I thought so. I knew it wasn't direct because I keep calling it.
That's what I keep calling
Paradox
it
Direct.
too.
Must be
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's-
exactly.
Feature inside look at upcoming titles, deep dives into new game content, and we predict a 78% chance of pew pew.
So yeah, that's gonna be this weekend. We don't know. Well, the community at large does not know anything about what is going to be announced yet. But we did get quite a bit of other stuff this week that is not related to what's, well, maybe not directly related to what's going to be announced this week. And including probably the longest changelog I've ever seen for a minor patch. Maybe in PDS
It is
history.
pretty big.
Yeah, the 2.02 patch for Imperator is out, and this is like the length of a .x patch for a minor patch. There's a lot of bug fixes in here. This very much seems like, do you guys remember when right after CK3 came out, they had that patch that was like 10 miles
20 million
long?
pages.
Yeah.
Yes, Lambert and I did 2 videos on it.
Yeah.
He took half of them and I took half of them.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what this seems like to me. Like, this is all the stuff they were working on for Marius and, like, just didn't make it into the final build. And now they're pushing through a lot of that stuff. Lambert, what do you think are kind of the highlights here for most players?
The trade screen has got to be the
Mhm.
highlight of the entire thing. It's such a nice quality of life feature change. As it was in 2.0.1 and before, you wouldn't know if there was an available trade when you clicked on the button that was clearly clickable.
Yeah.
So you would end up going through all of the resources trying to find something that you could actually import, and sometimes it could be that you've got so much aggressive expansion that the only thing you can get is like food. But yeah, now you've got the ability to see exactly what you're able to trade in at any time. I put a picture of it in Discord as well, just so people.
Yeah,
can
we
have
had
a
it.
look
We
at
showed it last week, but let me pull this up as well.
Yeah, it's really nice. It works really well. So that's lovely. There's
Whoops.
also, like, it's not even all like there's so much stuff in it. Foundries got nerfed into the dust. You no longer have the
There we
ability to cheese the hell out of military experience and get like 3 military experience traditions every year. 'Cause that's been nerfed, which is good. It's good that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
nerfed, but it's Certainly, some people won't be happy about that one, but whatever.
Apparently, Rosebud is not happy. He wanted to exploit the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got a World Conquest run going on at the moment, and I rolled back to 2.0.1 just to do it.
Is that the one I
Um,
saw where you formed the Hellenic Empire by like 438 or something like that?
Yeah, it's in 36 years I've got
Yeah, I saw the
borders stretching
screenshot,
from
yeah.
the east of India to the north of Italy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Didn't you say in my Discord, Lambert, that you don't play with exploits?
Nope.
Pretty sure you did.
Nope, not me. You must be thinking of somebody else. There's also a picture of that.
Can you stop
that
harassing
thing
my
in the
client?
chat.
Please stop harassing my client.
I don't think I like in a normal game I won't play with exploits, but this is like a very specific going for
an
achievement, right?
Sounds like you're making excuses. Here, Leanna,
Everyone
No-
knows
no
that
further
I'm
questions.
Stream.
No further questions. Your Honor, motion to adjourn.
No, Leanna, you have to throw this up on stream. There you go.
Okay, let me pop up Discord real quick. Let's see.
different. That's completely different. That's not even related.
I hate meta hunting, so probably not.
Yeah,
Says
but I
Lambert.
do. Using an exploit isn't meta hunting.
Well, would you say that you're engaging in a meta of sorts in this World Conquest run?
No, I think what meta is like doing something that is objectively the most powerful thing, specifically for multiplayer.
I mean, is disbanding levies over and over again to get more military traditions?
I would class that as an exploit. I class
It
those as two
being
different
meta
things.
doesn't make it better.
Like, for example, the megacities,
Okay.
they were the meta, and that's
Chat,
garbage.
let's do this Roman Empire style, and I mean proper Roman Empire style, not Hollywood Roman Empire style. I want a thumbs up if you think Lambert is guilty, and a thumbs down if you think he's innocent.
Come on, chat, do me proud. You know the.
Because thumbs
You know what
up
the
actually
true
meant kill
answer is
them.
here?
Thumbs down meant put the sword away. So Gladiator had it backwards.
They did.
We've got one
Gladiator
thumbs
also had a diesel engine in the back of the chariot, and a dude wearing jeans walking behind a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably wasn't a diesel engine. It was probably it was a gas bottle, and
I think chat is speaking.
Yeah, chat seems to be voting kill him for the most part. Okay, the podcast account can't vote. That doesn't count. Wait, did you just vote to kill yourself?
Is the thumbs up bad?
Thumbs up means kill him. Yes.
Oops.
So you're using ahistorical Russell Crowe logic. We just went over this.
Well, whatever. It's fine.
I'd also like to point out to people watching on Twitch, if you're watching and hanging out, you can earn channel points, and there are some rewards in there.
Yeah,
which the rest of the NoCB cast doesn't know about.
I had no idea about this, but
like
apparently, yeah.
I like both of those.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we voted, mostly to execute Lambert. So, all right, that's what we're gonna do. That'll be one of the channel rewards.
Yeah, that'll be the PDXCon live NoCB cast. That'll be the special reward at the end of it.
Which I'll let you pick. Which gladiator archetype, stock character do you want to be in your trial by combat?
Well, it's got to be the one with the net and trident.
Oh, good pick.
Yeah, he's just iconic. He's cool. Yeah. He's got the best helmet that you cannot see out of. It's just great.
Yeah. So, good deal. Yeah.
Bill, do you know what? I think Lambert's only option for this now is to challenge all of us to a duel to defend his honor.
Oh, well, what game could he do that in? What game could he possibly challenge us to a duel. Then I wonder.
Reasonable segue.
I
Oh,
thought that
so
was
you're talking about
good.
narrative,
I thought that was a quality segue.
Yeah, I thought so.
Premature.
Did you
That's
have more to say about this patch before we move on, or what?
It's all good. We can
Okay.
come at the end.
All right. Yeah, so the dueling engine for CK3 is being greatly expanded in the next patch. I think it's turning it into like a 4-step process where you get different moves based on your level of prowess. You'll roll better moves that have they can increase your likelihood of success, which is a term I really don't like. I kind of hope they change that. And also your risk of injury, so it can end right away if you're too incautious. But also you have to be a little bit aggressive to get your likelihood of success up. What do you guys think about this new system so far, from what we've seen?
I don't want to know the likelihood of success and risk of injury.
Really?
I don't know that. I think that's a bad move. I think having that hidden is a bit more roleplay focused. I don't think that should be there. It looks very much a work in progress as well, because that's not the same font. It kind of looks completely out of place. And I just just get rid of it. It's shit.
I think I
just with a font change.
I think I kind of disagree with that. I think it would be too confusing to, like, if I don't know what an expert onslaught is, I'm just gonna be confused by that.
Tooltips within tooltips. Tell me what an expert onslaught is.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a tooltip that told me what kind of an attack it is and like what situations it was useful in, then that would be.
I mean,
good,
just have
but...
a tooltip for expert onslaught, describing what it is and telling you what kind of attack it is. Tell you that this is a very risky maneuver where you might get injured. That seems much more reasonable than a green high increase to your likelihood of success. Like, no.
I disagree. I like the way this. If they wanted to move this to a tooltip, that would be fine. But
I prefer the transparency of it.
Yeah, I like the idea that it's going to it's basically telling you it's a high risk, medium reward maneuver. And if they wanted to make that one line of text and not color coded or something, that would be fine. But yeah,
it's one of the things I really like about Paradox games in general, that it's very transparent. Like, you have a breakdown of people's opinions, and you can mouse over it and you see what modifiers are modifying that opinion. And you look at a game like Civilization or something, and you don't really know what modifiers are or what caused them or why you've got them.
Certain things I think should not be that visible. Like, the one thing that in Imperative that I was railing on for the longest time was being able to see the exact decimal percentage of your health. And now that's gone away with the patch as well.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. But if you think about it logically, like, no, there's no way you would know exactly what day you're going to die on. But if you're a trained fighter, you might know, oh, this attack I'm going to do is medium reward with a low risk. Like, you would know that. Like, you would know that. If they could
change that to be a more, instead of bullet points of high increase or medium increase to risk of injury, instead of that, have like an expert onslaught is this flurry of rapid attacks. It is quite dangerous and may increase your risk of injury, but it would be very, likely to succeed against our opponent. Like, have some kind of
that's fine.
Role-play thing instead of
they don't
bullet
need
points with green text saying
they don't need to present it like
so
this.
Awkward.
Yeah. I agree. They don't need to present it exactly this way, but the information they're giving me, I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, just present the information as if it's roleplay instead of so clinical.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's just sterile, and that's not what CK3 is about for me.
It's about the roleplay.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't do roleplay in CK3, I don't see a reason of playing CK3.
Rosebud agrees with you there.
Yeah.
The other thing
I'm not going to get executed now.
They let me see if I can find the exact line.
Were you talking about executing Rosebud?
No, me.
Oh.
Oh, that's all right then.
Look, I'm an atheist, but I don't eat babies. I'm
I
one
mean,
of them
we
vegan atheists.
we do
very,
in
very rare.
we do in Crusader Kings, but never in real life. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't do that in real life. The other really interesting thing I found about this was this point that although understanding the mechanics of the system should be rewarding and allow competent play, a newbie just guessing should still have a fair chance of success. I find that kind of interesting. I'm not sure about how I feel about it yet.
Well, see, I would go with the theory that if you have two people who are, very skilled at sword fighting, they know the other person knows the counters. So it becomes a matter of,
True.
speed. But if you have someone out there that knows nothing, has no idea what they're doing, they're more dangerous because you can't expect them to follow what's been taught.
That's true. It's kind of like how, a less experienced chess player can win just because a more experienced chess player expects certain optimal moves, and somebody who doesn't do that can accidentally trip them up. Yeah.
So that's a microscopic
And that can happen.
chance.
And that can happen in like any tournament game, or people start expecting certain things from the experts.
I lost a couple StarCraft 2 matches back in the day just because the other player did something so dumb that I just was not expecting it. I'll use 6 pooling Zergs on the gold ladder, looking at you. The other thing I'm curious about is it going to be possible to learn this system so well that you almost always win? Because I don't necessarily want that. I don't want to get to a point where there's, a thing that I can do in pretty much every duel that will, give me, more than an 80% chance of success, regardless of what my skill is.
There's, 3 options where every round. I would love for it to be like a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. Yes, taste the wrath of Allah is amazing, but if the other guy chooses to the floor with you, then you're fucked. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I agree with that partly. I think the way Imperator does it is actually very good. I don't know how you would translate this into a duel thing, but if you think about Imperator 1.0, where it was just more of rock, paper, scissors, almost pure guessing, and the way it works now, where there is tactical efficiency based on unit type, so you can kind of guess what tactics your opponent is more likely to pick based on their army composition. I like rock, paper, scissors, but I also like rock, paper, scissors where I can look at some clues to try to figure out what my opponent is going to do. It's not totally just a crapshoot.
As CK3 Benchmarks is saying in chat, now it's advanced rock, paper, scissors.
Yes. It's educated guess rock, paper, scissors instead of blind guess rock, paper, scissors.
I do hope there's still some kind of lethality involved, because for little things as a non-lethal single combat will commence. I hope there's still a chance that you do die.
They do say that there's that as well.
There's still a risk of injury, and injuries can always get infected, and you can even a young character can just drop dead of the wounded trait if you're unlucky.
But could I still be an absolute bastard and when the opponent's on the floor, just finish them off?
Oh, probably. I would imagine, especially if you're sadistic or something, or cruel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would imagine you can just take a non-lethal duel way too far. That seems like something you should be able to do.
You had that option in CK too.
Right.
Instead of just choosing to let the person go, you killed them, which made a lot of people hate you quite often.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing is, when you started your duel, it didn't give you the option, it didn't tell you that it was non-lethal, right? But now it does. Yeah. So I'm concerned they've removed that.
If I'm killing
these duels also happen spontaneously in battles, apparently.
Right.
Yes. Good.
So that can be fatal.
So the retail game is once again starting to approach the level of depth of the Crusader King or the CK2 AGOT mod. No, I think if you're killing all of your opponents in duels and other people don't like you, because of that, my response would just be 1v1 me. So, you know,
Pretty much.
yeah. No, it looks very cool. I like how focused it is, you know, on characters, just like everything else in CK3 for the most part. I think there were a couple of redacteds in here for like times that you can call a duel. Let's see, that guy has one.
It's underneath those images. It's right after the crocodiles.
Oh yeah, crocodilians
The
turning up in
crocodiles.
fatal redacted duels. Apparently there was a bug where crocodiles could just randomly show up anywhere. Like you could be in the middle of Finland and like a crocodile would just come charging out of the woods or something.
And
But,
if you notice the one picture, someone's wearing an excellent Pope hat.
oh yes, that is a great.
Yeah, that
hat.
would be the Pope, though.
Yeah, I think that is the actual Pope. Yeah.
Because that's the papal flag.
Oh,
And
that
Alexander
is the
is the Pope at the start of the game.
Here, I was hoping for a Pope hat on someone else.
I doubt
Well,
that
you
the,
can do
the
that.
AI
now.
would do that.
Yeah.
I fucking hope they don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Enfield actually said there's nothing more dangerous to a professional than an amateur, which is exactly what Rose brought up.
I want to see a fight between the ecumenical patriarch and the Pope. I want to see that duel. I'm going to set that duel up.
Yeah, that's how the Great Schism happens. It's just like an anime fight between the two.
No, that's how the Great Schism ends.
Oh yeah.
You lose this duel, you lose your faith. And so does everyone who follows it.
Everybody has to convert to the winner's religion. That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Those are the stakes.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, well, I don't have a transition, but we finally got a dev diary about colonial nations, the changes coming to colonial nations in EU4. So there's going to be 3 different types of colonies now, that kind of reflect some of the types of colonies that were established historically. Crown colonies are going to be more under your direct control. Private enterprises, which is actually what a lot of the original American colonies, is in the ones that became the USA, were. A lot of them were privately funded. And then self-governing colony, which I'm not quite sure what that corresponds to historically, but they expand faster, is sort of how they work. It's sort of a more direct benefit for Crown Colony. Private enterprises focus on making you lots of money, and self-governing colonies will kind of expand on their own, but you don't have a lot of control over them. And we're getting some new interactions where you can trade Liberty Desire to increase different aspects of the colony. It's not exactly as comprehensive as maybe I was hoping it was going to be. I still think colonies in EU4, colonial nations in EU4 are a little bit oversimplified. Maybe I was kind of hoping for something where maybe you would be able to establish like the actual 13 colonies and that they would all be like separate colonies. But or like give money to like a wealthy business to go set up a colony somewhere, which is kind of how trade companies work. But like, you know, there's really still not a way to model like, you know, some of the early like Jamestown colony and stuff like that in EU4.
Oh, this is like a step towards it. I think a
It
very,
is.
very good
Yeah.
step too, right?
It
I mean,
is.
this just adds so
These are
much
good
cool little
changes.
flavor.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
I
sure.
like this, but can I just ask, under what circumstances would I ever choose self-governing colony?
They get a free colonist, so I think the only time I would pick this is if I really wanted to, like, cockblock somebody else from being able to colonize in the same area as me. Like, I want to grab as much land as quickly as possible as I can.
Yeah, but the AI, I don't want my colonies to colonize, because they colonize outside of their colonial region. I hate it when my colonies colonize. It's garbage.
I think when you intend to be the colony, right? Say if you want to play Portugal going to Brazil.
Yeah, that
that'd be a
would
good one.
make a lot of sense. Like if
Okay,
you're Norway,
fair enough.
if you're Norway and you want to set up Vinland and you want Vinland to grow really big before the British eat it,
Yeah.
and then release them and play as Finland. That'd be a situation which I would use this.
I think I'd always probably choose private enterprise. It just seems like I want colonies to increase my income. Right now in E4, colonies, they take a lot of money to, break even. You have to invest heavily in them to even get a small benefit from them. So, boosting that with private enterprise does seem like a good idea.
It would depend on where I'm colonizing, because
Yeah.
if I'm going for if I'm going for Central America, that plus 20 treasure fleet is
more gold,
an auto pick. Yeah,
right, but it's also if you're wanting that, it's cheaper and
gold
easier
to
kill
more
the
gold.
Mexicans, and then you get gold from them.
Well, here's an idea. So I don't really play
Bigger
EU4, and you're talking about the self-governing colony, but what if you're playing as someone in Asia and you start colonizing the New World? You have to start in Alaska because of range. You don't really care about Alaska. You just needed it so you can settle further down the coast to the richer territories. So
That's true.
Do you turn Alaska into a self-governing, because then you're like, at least they'll colonize something and I don't have to worry about them.
Yeah. Well, and you can switch colony types for Liberty Desire, so you could let them be self-governing for a little while so that they'll colonize more, and then change them into a crown colony or a private enterprise.
You're an Asian nation trying to go to the Americas. You won't get a colony in Alaska. You'll get one province, and then you'll jump to a new colonial nation because your colonial range has just increased, and you get another one. You won't get to the 5. So that won't work.
Well, unless you're role-playing and you feel like you should.
I mean, if
we've learned, Lambert is a meta chaser who uses exploits to do world conquest now, so
yes.
He doesn't understand the joy of role playing anymore.
Except in CK3, and then he just dismisses anyone who doesn't play roleplay there. So I see a double standard going on here.
Whatever I do is the correct way, and then if you don't agree with it, yeet him out a window.
I'm also. Oh, go ahead.
Apparently, yeeting out the window has a real term in English.
Defenestration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Defenestration. Yeah. Like the defenestrations of Prague. Yeah. That's actually an event in EU4 now for Bohemia since the Emperor update. Yeah. You can institutionalize defenestrations, I think, as if you stay Hussite. Yeah.
I went to Prague, and that was the first 2 places I went to visit. Was the 2 places where we did the defenestrations.
Of course,
I was like, that's it, finished.
That's the first 2 things you should see in Prague.
I've seen my windows. I'm going home.
Yeah.
If you pay the tour guide extra, will they actually throw you out the window?
Oh, fingers crossed.
I mean, put a mattress down or something. But that, I want a mug that says I was defenestrated in Prague, like that.
Well, one of the windows in the castle is like a sort of museum area, so you'd have to just bolt past over the curtains and stuff and just jump out.
I mean, it doesn't have to be from the top. It could be from the 2nd floor. Yeah, but
nah, you want to go for the OG window.
I guess
window onto a landing pad.
I would be happy just to be thrown out of a window in Prague. To me, that's that's gold.
Close enough.
Yeah,
but
just recreate the actual event.
You pay premium for the OG window.
Yeah,
there's an entire,
that's for tier 3 subscribers.
Franchise that we can set up.
Yeah,
this is a tier 1 window. This is the tier gold window, and this is the OG platinum window.
We're coming up with ideas for membership benefits already. Yeah, I'm curious to see if certain countries will get benefits to certain colony types too, because I mean, this is very much, I think, inspired by how the Spanish did things. This is very much inspired by how the British and the Dutch did things. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if you get anything.
And it'll be interesting to see what the AI picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will the AI have certain preferences?
I would like it if they had them set historically. Spain is more likely to make crown colonies Britain's more likely to make private enterprises. But yeah. Good changes overall. Like I said, it wasn't as comprehensive as I was hoping, but I like playing colonizing powers a lot. And
we do have Valorgain pointing out in chat. They think we only get one crown colony.
Is that
oh,
true?
is it? Do you?
Is that true?
I hope not. That would be because I want to have both
Check
New Spain
comments.
and New Granada to be a crown colony. You know.
Nothing in the dev comments about it.
Yeah, there's nothing in the dev
see.
comments, but so unless it was like a tooltip or something, I don't know, or maybe he said something on Twitter. Oh, he did specify that the private enterprise, if you pick the encourage cash crops, it gives you a plus 100% chance to get high value trade goods when they're applicable. So I assume that's like tobacco and coffee, and I don't think gold is a cash crop. You can't grow gold.
I mean, all he said in that reply was 100% chance to the chance of high value trade goods.
Which is
gold is a high value trade good. It is the highest value trade good, in fact.
We're so good at cash crops that we made money literally grow on trees.
What do you think banknotes are? Paper,
do you know what you need to do, though? What you need to do when something stops giving you high value cash crops? Make it explode. Yep.
Thought so.
Make it explode.
It's not actually a trade good. It doesn't add trade value. Look, you do trade in ducats. Ducats is gold. Case closed.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to. Man, this is gonna be another like emperor size patch. It seems like there's so much stuff that I keep forgetting. Like half the stuff that's coming in this patch.
First thing we were shown, because it wasn't the new world natives. There was something before that. I've forgotten what it was.
It was here.
Government types, I think, in Southeast Asia.
If you go to the E4 wiki,
it's like stuff like from Laos or something, or
developer diaries.
Southeast Asia, yeah.
So the first developer diary, was about the Southeast Asia changes. The first few were.
It's like, oh, I'm going to play in Southeast Asia next. And then, no, I'm going to play a North American native next. And like, oh, no, now I'm going to play an Australian native next. And it's like...
You just have to play them all.
And it seems like there's still a fair bit left to go, because they said that Johan said we're taking a small hiatus from dev diaries until we're back to talk about diplomacy by the end of March. So there's still more diplomacy changes coming, and we're not going to hear about them for a little while. I'm curious if they will announce the DLC tied to this at the Insider thing this weekend, but it still seems
Leviathan
early.
is DLC, because you can wishlist it.
I'm stupid. Hang on, we're gonna take that again. All right, starting back from the top of the show.
Which I still think it's a terrible name for the DLC. It really is like bottom of the barrel worst name for the DLC.
I mean,
considering we had Leviathans for Stellaris.
It's kind of like a kitchen sink expansion. So yeah, I'm not sure what they would call. I mean, it makes more sense if you take it as it's named after Thomas Hobbes' book, The Leviathan, as opposed to the monster, the Leviathan. But
well, it didn't really make much sense there either.
I think it mostly kind of thematically refers to it's just big. It's a big DLC. There's a lot of stuff in it. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
As a name. As far as names go for DLCs, it's
Would you say that you feel disaffected by the name of this DLC? Because the Stellaris dev diary is about visual effects this week.
See, I had a much better segue.
Oh, okay,
but
let's-
y'all
alright.
just
I don't-
completely like.
We're gonna take
ran
it from the
past
top.
it.
We're gonna take
Yours
it from the
is
top.
terrible.
Let's go back. Let's try that again. All right, Rose, segue us into the Stellaris stuff.
As I was saying, what do you do when something isn't profitable to you anymore, especially like a colony?
Annex it.
Blow it up.
From
I
space.
think that's much better.
From space,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Blow it up from space.
Yeah.
Make it explode. It's beautiful to watch.
So we got a dev diary on how they developed the ship sets for Nemesis in the next Stellaris update. Now we got one on how the VFX work, and we'll start by playing this clip of the Star Destroyer. I mean, whatever it is they're calling it, that's not copyright
The
infringing.
Nemesis Titan.
Like Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Star Destroyer. I think we discussed this. It's basically a Star Destroyer.
It's like
Which
the
is
front
good.
half is a Star
Yeah.
Destroyer. It's like a Star Destroyer with something else stuck on the back of it.
Yeah.
The back reminds me of 40k ships. It's like the front half of a Star Destroyer and the rear half of a Space Marine like frigate.
Yeah.
That's how
I should
sound-
say that like having visual homages to big things is not a bad thing.
Oh
It's good.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then they showed off the atherophasatic engine, which it's kind of funny when you actually see what the meshes look like.
I mean,
Yeah, I
know.
that's
It looks
clearly a banana for scale, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's exactly
It
what that
does
is.
look like a banana peel.
So yeah, this is gonna be. We still don't know what this does, as far as I know.
Blows up
Um,
No, they
planet.
said destroying the star gives you black matter.
Right, but like
Like
as
on
far
that.
as like when you actually finish the atherophasatic engine, they haven't told us what that actually does yet. They've
No.
been deliberately withholding about that. So I don't know. Maybe it destroys the galaxy. Maybe it summons the worm. We don't know. It's bad for everybody who's not playing as the Crisis.
Maybe it summons Jeff.
Yes. Maybe it turns everyone in the galaxy into Jeff. That
Very
would,
pretty.
it is.
Maybe it makes the rest of the galaxy pretty.
Well, that would be what turning everyone in the galaxy into Jeff does, basically.
It's like what's it called in Endless Space? Horatio?
Yes.
One of the coolest.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
things.
exactly. And then here's
So if you
the harvesting dark matter from a star. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't know do you know about Horatio and
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, but he's no Horatio from Endless Space, right? He's a very long-headed man who thinks he's incredibly beautiful and perfect. So he decides to clone himself and make the galaxy
Yeah.
filled with Horatios.
It's an entire faction that is just entirely made up of clones of Horatio, which is
The
pretty funny.
faction name's called Horatio.
Yes.
great. It's amazing.
Sounds like somebody I play D&D with.
And we got this beautiful
Me.
supernova. Yeah.
I do like that it explodes the planets as well.
Me
Yeah,
too.
so-
When I was watching, I was like, "Oh, I hope it turns them into molten worlds." No, it just splits them into pieces. That works too.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, if you were that close to a supernova, there would be nothing left. So
I mean, they probably are molten worlds for like a quarter of a second.
yeah,
And then they explode.
yeah. I think you should probably lose the vessel.
Hodgem won a molten world before it even started. Like that place is
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I think you should probably lose the vessel that you used to create the supernova too, because there would be nothing left of that either. But yeah. So Stellaris is very pretty. News at 11. Yeah, I don't see if there was anything else interesting in the comments on here yet. The Star Eater is a specific new model. They're also talking about VFX changes to the existing ship sets that have actually been in the game for a while as well. I don't remember what patch that actually happened, but yeah. I believe that that's about all the news that we have for this week. I was gonna say we should give predictions about what we think is going to be announced at the Insider this weekend, but it turns out we can't do that because of reasons.
We can ask chat what their predictions are and read them
Chat,
out
what
loud.
do you think, chat? What do you think is going to be announced? What's your what are your speculations here?
Kazi is telling us we can tell chat.
We won't tell anyone. They have not said anything about whether or not they're announcing a new game, Valorgate. No. Yeah.
They haven't said anything about anything they're announcing. They're just saying
No.
tune in.
They actually,
Yeah.
they haven't said anything about anything. That's true. Yeah. So
Nowa says a fast food based grand strategy franchise. And speaking of PDX, Daniel Hoi4Dev just rated us.
Hey,
Hello.
welcome, Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Daniel, would you like to speculate with chat
Don't do
about
that.
what's going to be announced on Saturday?
That's cruel. That is cruel. You can't ask that.
He is a part of chat now.
He is part of chat, yes.
KZ guy's actually saying new game, new IP, fantasy grand strategy game. That would be amazing.
I would love that.
I think it's gotta be only a matter of time until they do a fantasy grand strategy game. Like it's such a home run idea. Like they've got to do it.
What was that game that
Didn't
we
they
were developing
buy
on
Game of
Coasters?
Thrones licensing or something? I heard someone talking about that back
No.
before CK3 was released.
I don't think they've done that.
I don't remember. I think there was an issue where they couldn't. They were trying during the CK2 era to license Game of Thrones, and it didn't pan out. But then later on, something happened that made it so that wouldn't be so much of an obstacle anymore. I vaguely remember hearing something.
I
about
remember.
this.
I think Paradox were looking for the IP, from what I saw, Cured, and then instead of giving it to Paradox, to give it to like some sort of shitty mobile developer to make sort of shitty mobile games instead.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
I
remember something along those lines.
Oh, thanks for the subscription, Kado.
Kado?
I'm bad at
Pronounced
French.
perfectly. Absolutely nailed it, they did. Amazing.
Yeah.
An attempt was made.
An attempt was made.
What they have said though is they're going to be playing a lot of DLCs that have already been announced. So you're going to get to see hands-on stuff, I believe. Hopefully this weekend, and also we're doing I think we're still doing it, aren't we? You're still doing a commentary stream.
Yeah,
we're
we're gonna try to. The couple of the people I asked if they wanted to show up as guests were not able to so far, but I might try to still wrangle a special guest.
Sweet.
We could see who's in our little Discord and just willing to join in.
If you're one of the Paradox content creator community people who watches this and you want to join us on Saturday, send me a DM. Yeah. Well, it starts at I think it's 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is 3 p.m. 2 p.m. Oh, let's see, 12, 1, 2 p.m. Eastern. If I'm remembering correctly.
It's something. I mean, there's a 78% chance of pew pew, so.
Right.
I mean, Pew Pew sounds Stellaris related to me.
True.
Yeah, I don't know what else they would have to announce.
PewDiePie sounds to get.
Remember, there was a gun in CK3, CK2, the handgun.
That's
CK2.
true. Yeah.
You can make the handgun by being part of the Hermetic Society.
Mm-hmm.
The Bombards are. I mean, would they class as a gun? It's a real big cannon. The cannon is just a real big gun.
Yeah.
True.
Hashtag guns confirmed for CK3.
Yeah, so Paradox Insider starts at 11 a.m. Pacific, so that would be what?
So yeah, that's 2 p.m. Eastern.
2. Mm-hmm.
I think you had 5 hours to Eastern time to get GMT, if I'm remembering.
Yeah,
right.
and this is before time change. We'd like to tell people in America, we are springing forward with our clocks this Sunday. while in Europe, y'all aren't doing it for like another 2 weeks.
We're living in the past.
In
Yeah.
Britain, it's 7 p.m. In Sweden, it's 8 p.m.
There's a bill in Congress right now to make daylight savings time permanent, but I don't think they're going to get it passed before Sunday, unfortunately. So we are going to have to wake up an hour
Finland is
earlier.
Does that
spearheading
mean
that
you're gonna be-
initiative in the EU.
Yeah.
You're going to be stuck into the future now if that passes.
I don't care. Just get rid of it. Future,
Yes.
past, fucking who cares? Just do it now.
It's
I lived in
dumb.
I don't
Korea
wanna
for
be stuck in the
5
future.
years, and in Korea there is no time change. It's the same time
Yeah.
all year round.
That's how it should be.
It's lovely.
That's how it
No
should
matter,
be.
No,
what,
no.
no matter when you look at the clock, it always says 3:15.
No,
Your clock
Yes,
is broken if
exactly.
the time never changed.
I strongly disagree because I want it to be every autumn you get to have an extra lie-in. A bat stays the same, so you get the extra hour in the autumn.
Just do
I
it,
wanted
man.
to scrap the spring one.
So yeah, let's do that.
So the time will continually move back and back. And
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
then- but then
every
every-
year we get like a 1 hour sleep in.
Yeah, every
Extra
20
every
every
year.
24
Just
years
sleep
we'll
in,
have an
man.
anti-leap day and it'll reset everything
Wait.
back. So.
Y'all love summertime. Oh, but see,
I
it
hate it.
sucks. Even it's bad enough when you work a daytime job or you've got small children that suddenly are, their bedtime's all messed up. But think of the people that are working overnight in like hospitals or other emergency services or any job that's overnight. That means in the fall, they have to work instead of like a 12-hour shift, they're working a 13-hour shift. So if you come into the hospital like the ER at 6 a.m. in the morning and you're getting the tail end of that nighttime nurses or doctors, they've worked an extra hour. They're even more exhausted and they're more
Okay.
likely to make a
It's-
mistake.
no, here- okay,
fixing
so
it.
here-
Alright, here's the compromise, right? Okay, so everyone who works day shifts get to keep the autumn one. Everyone who works night shifts keeps the spring one and loses the autumn one.
All
And
you
we'll all
wanted for
just
is
be-
to lie in. Take the
Yes.
initiative. Do it yourself.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so let's slow down the speed that the Earth is moving around the sun. I'm sure we can figure this
Yeah.
out. We're very
Get
smart.
some rockets.
Yeah, and we'll just
But
add
see,
an
that
extra
will mess
hour
with
to
the
every day,
weather.
and it's just designated as global siesta time. Like that's
Yeah,
you just have to sleep for the 25th hour. Like that's just a rule.
by
Uh,
law. If
yeah.
you wake up, that's it. You go to prison.
straight to prison.
Shit, I've got insomnia. How am I going to do this?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know,
I'm sorry.
that sounds like a you
But
problem.
I'm not waking up. I'm just not going to sleep. There's a difference.
Oh man.
But yeah, abolish daylight savings time because it's garbage and it's crap for like the economy and it has no benefits whatsoever. Just get rid of it. It's crap.
You won't be saying that in autumn. You
I
won't be
will.
saying-
I will. I absolutely will. And I live in a country that in the winter is like I get like 3 hours of sunlight and I sleep through them. So like I don't give a shit. Like you can't be telling me that because of the sun and the darkness and stuff, then you want it. No, I don't. I want it.
No.
Just get rid of it. It's crap. Garbage.
And it was just fine. As I was saying, living in Korea, which is about the same latitude as like Atlanta, Chattanooga, if you know where that is in the US.
Yeah. mhm.
I don't even know where Ohio is, so God knows I don't.
It's all Ohio.
It's
It always
farther
has
south
been.
than Ohio. Summertime sunset
Coast to
would be
coast Ohio.
after 8 o'clock, and it'd be around 4 something in the wintertime, which even with time change is about the same thing that I had happen when I lived in the panhandle of Florida. And then I had to deal with that stupid time
Yeah.
change twice a year. Yeah.
Like it's just real bad. It's real bad, and we should get rid of it. Because
One of my favorite, on the topic of Ohio, one of my favorite parts of the bill where it's history of the world is the part where he's like, and then Britain and France were having a disagreement over who got to take over the world, specifically Ohio.
I have a misconception to get rid of in chat. Living in Korea doesn't sound fine, but Kim Jong-un is a great golf player. There is such a thing as South Korea.
No.
That's a misconception. I think he's just joking. I would imagine so.
Oh, I've had people be serious.
That they
South
don't know
is-
what South, they think all of
Yeah,
Korea is a
well-
dictatorship.
Yes, when I was preparing to go over there was an issue getting my fingerprints, and so I had to go to my state representative's office. The assistant secretary, whatever her job position was, who worked there, she looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Why do you want to go to Korea? Aren't they communists there?"
You should have just like
Uh,
went to North Korea
one-
anyway.
No,
I'm
two, wrong
Talking
Korea.
about South Korea
Yeah.
in the conversation with her.
No, I'm going to the bad Korea.
I
That
think
one you should have been.
There's
especially-
South Korea and Best Korea.
Especially Paradox players are often surprised
True.
by how little, like, the general public, especially in the U.S., unfortunately knows about geography. We don't teach it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you
Oh,
know, because we've
what was it?
been the #1 economic superpower for so long that why would we want to teach our children about other countries? That doesn't matter.
I mean, I can't say anything. I don't know anything about American geography, nor does anyone else in Europe.
If you want
It's
to get
just that-
real,
They don't know about like the counties inside the UK either. It's,
No,
like
no.
expecting us to know the names of all the states is like a bit higher on the list of don't be silly than knowing country names.
we don't even know about the countries we're in
well,
the
some
UK.
people
That's
don't
the
even
most-
realize that like Hawaii and Alaska are part of the U.S.
Yeah.
Like Americans?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yes.
Okay.
You would be
Europeans know
surprised.
more
Some
about
horror
American
stories from
geography than
customer service people.
There's
Or there was a thing I was reading where someone was visiting Alaska and they asked if they could take a boat to Hawaii for the day because on the map the two of them were next to each other.
there are a significant number of Americans who cannot name nor locate on a map the capital of their own state. So
Yes.
it's yeah, we do a terrible job of teaching geography here. This is
Or
why
some people think that Washington D.C. is not actually part of the country because it's not an actual state.
yeah, should be though.
I agree with that, though.
It's-
yeah, just
Ugh.
Yeah,
that city needs yeeting out a window as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and
Uh.
Puerto Rico isn't the only island owned. There's American Samoa. There's Guam,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
and actually,
all of the other
U.S. Virgin
guano-based
Islands.
islands
Yeah, all but
Wait.
you own as well.
yeah.
here's what's funny is American Samoa is part of the U.S. The Rock is from Samoa, if I remember correctly,
I believe so.
shit.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
yeah, so a lot of people don't know Samoa is part of the U.S., but they know that The Rock is American.
I think there's like there's American Samoa and then there's just Samoa, which is a different
Mhm.
country. Is that right? But yeah,
Can
Yes,
people from
and-
Samoa run for president?
yeah,
Is that a thing? Okay,
They were born
sweet,
in
so
the
you can
United
get President
States.
Rock.
yeah. So Dwayne the Rock
Okay,
Johnson could run for president. Yeah.
That's right. That's my.
And-
I think you mean Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
actually interesting is American Samoa has a much higher percentage of people that join the U.S. military than
Yeah.
any other state in the U.S.
Oh.
Because the island was used as a military base, and it's like the highest.
Well,
They also have a
Um,
they also
Not
have
very many
very,
other jobs.
very high percentage of or very high per capita of people who end up drafted into the NFL from American Samoa.
oh, I'm sorry. American Samoans are not citizens.
They're not.
They're
Oh,
non-citizen
shit.
nationals.
So it turns out service doesn't guarantee citizenship. What the hell?
Yeah. Starship Troopers lied to us.
Yeah.
Starship
The
Troopers
government in Starship Troopers
Officially
lied
better
to
than the US
us.
government.
Why would the government and Starship Troopers do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but American Samoa is the only exception to that.
I did not know that. Oh.
What's the deal with Puerto Rico then? They're like you own them, but like you don't give them any rights,
It's
or
they,
I don't
it's
know
a
what the story is.
it's I think it's legally classified as a territory. They've had like they've voted no on statehood at least a couple times that I know of. I guess there's some issues where like
See-
some Puerto Ricans don't want to be a state. Or I don't know what the
Well,
yeah.
they're sort of that weird self-governing sort of colony that you were having problems with in EU4 there, Lambert.
Yeah. Fair enough. Do they self-govern?
Is it a crown
To a point.
dependency?
Yeah,
Essentially.
crown dependency
It's complicated.
of the United States. Yeah. Yeah, Valargate in chat
Yeah.
just says it's weird. That's kind of my impression of like the legal status of Puerto Rico. Yeah. Well,
It's all a bit complex.
we've gotten our news in, we've gotten our speculation in, we've gotten our tangents in. Rose, what have you been up to this week, and where can people find your stuff?
Oh, you talking to me? I'm
Yep.
sorry. I was off zoning.
No worries.
Rose went to sleep in the carrier, and I was just sort of like
Aw.
looking down at him because he's so cute.
Oh,
I'm here, not really on Twitch. It's bad. Trying to do YouTube. I'm also on TikTok,
ooh.
but that's
Oh.
not a lot of gaming stuff. It's a lot of baby stuff. So if you want to see cute Rosebud, I'm Enigmatic Rose 4 on TikTok. And that's where I've been mostly lately.
TikTok has made me realize that well, yeah, not only that, but it's part of me realize I'm very old.
Nobody watches this show for the grand strategy content. They watch for the Rosebud content. So I think that's very
Yeah.
relevant.
And the tangents, don't forget.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, and the tangents.
Um,
All the tangents. But there's the Rosebud. I don't know if
we do
Leanne wants
actually
to
have
show.
Crafty Dog in chat is saying good afternoon. NoCB cast and stream. Some Puerto Ricans want to be a state, others don't, from what I understand. So yeah,
It's a matter of every...
yeah.
Some
Some
people want
something,
that, some people don't.
But yeah.
Well, they need to make their mind up.
Oh, so here we go. We have Lord
Yeah, Puerto
Tartaris
Rico.
pointing
This
out.
is us calling out Puerto Rico live on air. Sort of-
Puerto Rico,
Causing an
Guam,
international
and the
incident.
U.S. Virgin Islands are unincorporated, organized territories. American Samoa and Mariana are unincorporated and unorganized territories. So I guess that makes the difference.
My desk is also an unincorporated, unorganized territory. So
So my life is a
I mean, yeah, am I now territory of the US? Because kind of that describes me too.
I mean, yeah, that payment stuff you signed when we became Twitch affiliates, yes, technically makes you a territory.
Did I
of the
sign?
United
I didn't sign
States.
shit.
Like the new YouTube stuff that apparently is hitting all you
just-
non-US people.
That sucks because that's basically. And let's talk about that a second. YouTube is being forced by the US government to tax non-US citizens for income they make based on American viewership. So
That
if
is
you are,
really silly.
say, Chinese and you are recording videos in China and putting them up in Chinese for people in China to watch them, 15% of your income that you make goes to YouTube. Goes to the American government because you have to pay taxes to America. Like,
Do you have to-
how fucked up
So
is
it's not
that?
even
You have to double
based
it?
on how many American viewers you have.
No.
That is really
No,
just-
are you
they
sure
assume
about that?
because-
Because I think
Yeah,
one
no.
Prop Bavarian said that his was 0%.
Yeah, Germany has got a tax treaty with the US. China does
Ah.
not. India does not, and they have. So India has the largest YouTube channel on the platform, right? A T series got ungodly amounts of people watching it and stuff.
Mhm.
They have to pay 10% of their income to the US government for no fucking reason.
Is that like
Because-
double too? So you have to pay that to America and also pay tax in your wherever
Yes,
your domicile?
Yes, it's
That's messed up.
insane. It is insane.
Oh, and
The
and
overreach by American government is just disgusting.
then it's like, oh, let's pick another platform. Well, Twitch just recently added a thing where you can cancel a subscription and say it's because you just wanted to get a shout out. So it's like you really can't win these days.
no.
It's like, yeah, that's an official reason you can give for canceling a Twitch subscription is I just wanted attention. So
In Google's defense, not that I often defend Google because fuck Google. This is the American government forcing them to do this, not them themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's
not
almost
making a profit
having
off
big
of this.
corporate monopolies being in charge of almost all the media we produce is pretty bad.
Yeah. Thankfully, living in Finland, we have a tax treaty with the US, so the US government gets fuck all of my money, apart from Google being a US company gets what
Yeah,
what the
gets all
minute I
the-
get,
Yeah.
yeah,
doesn't have to then get resplit to
it
give
comes out
the
of
US
their
more money.
cut instead of your cut. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
As if Google pays tax. Come on. Like...
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, there you go.
That's true.
None of my
No,
money
that's
goes
true.
to the US
I'm sure they don't. Yeah. Lambert, where can people go see your duty-free, tax-free YouTube content?
I'm on Lord Lambert on YouTube, and at the moment there is an Antigonish playthrough that I've completed, but I have only cut up like 2 of the episodes, 2 of the streams, and I got like 4 in the bank. So that's gonna go on for a while. I just need to edit it out. And right now on Twitch, I am doing an Antigonish World Conquest, where I killed all the Daidoki in 9 years, and now I'm 36 years in, and I've got map borders stretching from Rome to India, which is kind of nice.
And remember, he's not playing the meta there.
No,
he never does meta.
I legitimately do not play the meta. I'm exploiting the game. That is not playing the meta. There are very different things.
It sounds like legalese to me, but okay.
I mean, they're describing 2 very different things, but whatever.
We already put this to chat, and they
great.
We already put this to chat, and they condemned you to death. So
in the first stream, I went 12 years in like 4 hours. So yeah, it's a pretty slow going one. Second stream was a bit faster.
Loris, what has been going on in your life, and do you have anything to share?
I've just been doing little bits and bobs, a lot of paperwork. I got an accountant, so I didn't have to do any tax, but instead I've shifted fucking up my tax return stuff to fucking up the information I'm sending to my accountant. So along the way, I've messed up some kind of paperwork. So it's quite impressive, really. Just keep paperwork away from me.
Yeah, I always am like, why don't trust me with this? Have somebody else do
exactly.
this. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's basically me with the papers I need to do to remain in Finland after September.
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'd just be kicked out of the country because I'd mess something up.
I would just go hide in the forest.
Oh, getting kicked out of countries or whatever. My husband got his U.S. citizenship.
Oh yeah!
Oh, nice.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Your appa can't be separated from us anymore.
How long did that take? Like, how long did he have to live here for that to go through?
Because he came here over the age of 27. It was only 3 years. If you're under 27, I think it's 5 years or something. If you're younger, it's like 5 years.
I didn't know there was a difference it was easier for older people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you're over 65, you don't even have to speak English. You're exempt from like the English test because it's assumed that you're not probably working in society at very much of that age. I guess. I don't know.
So I have to wait till 65 if I want to get American.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you're going to want to be here when you're 65. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm at Lore Sworn Order on Twitch and YouTube. I have like 20 hours of Assassin's Creed to cut and put up on YouTube. But, it's a meme at this point that I take forever to upload stuff to YouTube. We're doing Imperator and Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now, and for the first time since like December, I am able to have a regular weekly streaming time, which is going to be 10:30 a.m. PST, or starting this week, it'll be PDT on Sundays. That's when I'll be streaming. So, yeah.
I would just want to respond to Dogberry in chat saying the English test is also dumb and should not exist. The English test was essentially my husband, who speaks fluent English, being asked to repeat a sentence and then to read a sentence, and it was the same sentence.
I'd fail that.
So Dogberry is entirely correct that it is indeed dumb.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've heard it's not difficult. I almost pulled my hair out because I saw one from the British citizenship test, which I think is like it's like a cultural knowledge test, and it asked which of these words comes from the Viking language. I was like, the Viking language?
Honestly, I have no idea if that's legit, because I have no idea if there is a British citizenship test.
It looked official, but I don't know. Yeah.
I can't imagine that's real.
I think the
Uh,
British
See, there's-
citizenship should just like show a picture of the Chuckle Brothers and make you identify which one's which.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do.
That's the true sign of
Right,
British.
no,
Yeah.
you show them a picture of a bourbon biscuit and a custard cream and say
Yeah.
which.
rank for dipping biscuits,
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Which one goes better with tea?
Yeah.
It's the bourbon. It's the, you don't dip custard creams. Come on. But yeah,
Oh, here we
which
go.
one goes better with tea? There you go. Done.
Yeah.
Here we go. The British citizenship test. What was the last battle between Great Britain and France?
I
The
mean,
Battle
what-
of Trafalgar, the Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Hastings, the Battle of Agincourt.
Oh, that
Ah,
would be Waterloo.
Waterloo, yeah.
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 Depends on what you
How
consider
about-
a
how about
battle.
this one?
Wouldn't have
This is-
happened if
this
not
is a
for
proper
Trafalgar.
question.
Hastings is
Oh,
intense.
here we go.
Okay.
Here's for Father Loris. Which flower is associated with Wales?
The
Daffodil, rose, shamrock, or thistle?
Daffodil.
Has to be daffodil because it's got an L in it. You can't have something related
Ah.
to Wales that doesn't have an L in it.
Here's a proper one,
Preferably
all right?
multiple.
Okay, so if
Oh,
you're
does
in a
that
pub,
come
right,
from
and-
Daffith, like the province or the kingdom?
I
Is
don't
that
know,
where that
actually.
word comes from?
No idea. I have no idea.
It probably
sorry.
does. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm gonna look that up. Hang on.
During the reign of Charles II, parts of London were destroyed. What was the cause of the destruction? A war, a flood, a fire, an earthquake?
Fire.
It's easy. It's Great Fire of London.
Fire in London,
Yes.
yeah. And we
I'm
rebuilt
kind of-
it in exactly the same thing rather than like fix for problems of London,
Well,
which
I
is
mean,
the
they-
proper British way of doing things.
You guys didn't rebuild it out of wood, at least.
No.
Thatch.
It's the same thing that happened to Rome. We just copied them. Rome was
Yes.
made of wood. It burned down. It got rebuilt in marble.
Yeah, but they redid like all the infrastructure and stuff and mainly built a big palace, to be honest.
Nope.
Here's
it
a
does-
proper one, all right? Okay, so if you're in a pub, right, and somebody's carrying a load of beers and they fall over, what's the proper response?
Get fucked. Basically.
Well, you're supposed to go, way! Give him a round of applause, right? That's what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do that, you're not properly British, as far as I'm concerned.
Look at Valagay in there. Help them. Pff.
No, you go, way! And maybe give him a round of applause.
I have heard that you're supposed to clap. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, daffodil does not
Then-
have
then
any
you chant,
any
"Hurrah,
etymological
hurrah."
relation to the Welsh name Daffith, unfortunately. That seemed
Oh,
like a
that's a
home
shame.
run, but it's one of those. It's one of those deceptive ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can follow us here on Twitch. You can subscribe if you want to support us.
And you want more tangents?
Yes. The more subscribers we get, the more tangents there will be. That's not a promise, but it's likely.
Well, I mean, if you subscribe, you get more points, and then you can actually redeem points to get me to send everyone on a tangent, which I've done 3
right.
times today for free. So
There you go.
There needs to be one for each of us.
All
Oh, wait,
right,
there
can
is.
do that.
Wait, I've
Yep.
got 2 of them. Why do I have 2 of them? What is this?
I haven't even looked at them yet, but
Lambert must only zoom in and out on the map. That's just filth.
wait, saving up for a wrap, is that a
It's
thing?
only 500. What are you
Yeah.
doing? What?
Yeah, so we'll
But
be
see, Lambert, for that to happen, you have to actually be streaming, or he's like, or we're like following your you through Discord. You're streaming again.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'll do the Northern Line strategy of just zooming in, zooming out.
Mm-hmm. And Lambert says Wasset is best is 100,000.
If you save up that much and you use it, yeah, I have mod powers. I have mod powers.
Leanna raps for 25,000. And then Father Loris builds stairs for 500,000. But but thing is, the nice thing about the 500,000 is it's apparently a community challenge, and multiple people can put points towards it.
okay.
In
Sweet.
fact, I can start it right now. There you go.
Community
also, we can
challenge.
make
Only
Lambert
viewers can
sing
contribute. Oh God.
and make Leanna read poetry.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
For the next month. Kazi has
Father
contributed
Morris
900
built
towards the
stairs.
Father Morris built stairs.
So if
What are our challenge points going to be called? I think they should be called ducats.
yeah,
Yeah, we can rename it. We need arts.
or
Loris,
since we're no CB, they could be like aggressive expansion or something.
Points of AE, 900 AE to make us do something.
You should make me okay if we get a certain amount. You should make me read poetry in Old English because that's even more fun. I can read Beowulf in Old
They get to
English.
pick which poetry you read.
Oh,
So.
okay. Well, let's see. Yeah. So we'll be back. We'll be back.
in Old English.
Yes, Old English slam poetry would be amazing. We'll be back the same time next week. We'll also be back this weekend for the Paradox Insider. Possibly, hopefully, with a special guest if I can find somebody in time. And yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye, guys.